Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. We are going to do some more grinding. And again, we're going to give this a shot where we're doing two screens. We've got Splinterlands open, we've got Steam Monsters open. That's two different websites to access this amazing game that rewards you for your time and attention. Using the two different accounts, we're going to have one account in each website. And you can't do this if you just log in twice with two windows at Splinterlands, or if you take two windows at Steam Monsters. It's going to acknowledge your IPN, or is that right? Your IPN, your it's going to know where your signal is coming from, and it's going to say that it's always the one account. So we do two websites, we do two accounts, then we can play simultaneously. Before we get into some battles, and we're going to just do speed battles. We'll be bouncing back and forth, and I'll try to commentate as best as I can, all while trying to, give you the problem solving that will hopefully help you generalize and climb higher in your own personal rank battles. And before we do that, though, we've got quest rewards, daily quest rewards for each account that we earned. So we'll open those, and before even that, I had a great request that we talk about where we're at in the rank position before we get into the battles. So on my main account, Infidel 1258, I am at 36, 34, which is 66 points, or maybe, two or three wins below champion. And so that's a huge, huge milestone getting into champion. It's a big difference between Diamond 1 and Champion 3 because you get 60 loot chests at the end of season for Diamond 1, and you get 80 loot chests for Champion 3. And so 20 loot chests is a big difference. And then if you once you make it to Champion 3, it's really easy to make it Champion 2. And that's another 40 loot chests. That's the biggest jump of all leagues, from 80 to 120. So we only have 2.5 days, almost 3 days left. So maybe we'll make it, maybe we won't. But I got a good feeling. Champion 2, that's the prediction. And in the other account, we are currently silver level 1, and we are really, really close to gold level 3. If you can see the screen, you'll see we're 84 rank points away from gold 3. That's probably, that could be 3 or 4 wins, consecutive wins. We lack the power to make it, but if I can get enough rating, if I can win enough games that I make it there, I will go spend more money and rent the cards to get me the appropriate level of power so that I get those rewards. So without further, that's quite a bit of power though. 23,000 power I need, which is a good number of expensive cards. Probably for one day I could rent it right at the end of the season maybe, and spend a few hundred, probably 500-600 DEC. I'll have to make the decision if it's worth it. Because look, if I stay in silver 1, I'm going to get 18 loot chests. If I make it to gold 3, I'm going to get 22 loot chests. So you know what? Probably for 4 loot chests, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe this is improperly labeled, because I've been calling this the gold grind. Maybe this is the silver grind. We'll see. We made it to gold last season, silver this season. The competitiveness at these lower levels is just, you guys know, I see it in the comments all the time. The competitiveness is escalating rapidly, and that's because the number of players is growing exponentially. And so we've got this saturation of good players, or let's say good for this level. They're now like bottlenecked in silver and in bronze, making it all the more difficult to get out. But anyways, let's go open these loot chests for the daily quest. First, we'll open my silver 1 loot chest. It should be 3 loot chests, I think. Four loot chests, there it is. Okay, let's get it. Every time I see an alchemy potion, I just think, it's like I hear this like little voice in my back of my head just like laughing at me. I don't know if you guys watch The Simpsons, but Nelson Munch. 6 dark sending crystals, 1 legendary potion. That's pretty pobre. Yeah, 21 dark energy crystals and 2 potions. But every single potion is an opportunity for something big. So, we just take the good with the bad, right? And we'll keep grinding myself to get the first battle here. Slow and common monsters. Let's get slow, hey? Let's go. I'm throwing out my Charlock Minotaur gold, and then I'm going to throw. I really find Sandworm with Quid Yuff is the best 1-2 punch because the Sandworm has 6 hit points. Sorry, 6 melee damage, and then you throw the piercing damage from the Quid Yuff, and it just spikes through and kills so many lower level monsters. So we'll see if that works. Thorns, that's going to be a problem for me. I'm fighting against a Mylor summoner, so I'm not feeling very good about this one, but we'll see. Let's claim the life quest while that's sitting there waiting for us. So again, we're back on my main account, and this one we get a lot of loot chests. 19 loot chests for Diamond 1, because we have a quest potion that we just used. Charlock Minotaur, 9 Dark Energy, 39 DC, 51 DC, 28 DC, 6, 7, 1 Legendary Potion, 53. Okay, come on guys, let's see some cards. I was saying in the comments section that one thing that's happening right now is some of these Dark Energy Crystal awards are actually supposed to be cards. And they will issue more reward cards. And when they do, you'll start seeing more free cards. Right now, they've been behind in the releasing of reward cards because they've been too busy dealing with major developer stuff like Brawl 2.0 and also all the server-related errors and issues that they've been dealing with lately. Okay, so nothing at all worth, note. But a few, maybe 200 DEC, so that's a couple bucks, and 1 Charlock. Let's close it out, load up a battle on the main account. Meanwhile, while we're waiting to find an enemy on main, we'll flip back over to DE Cunningham. This one looks bad. Because of the Mylor, we're fighting against thorns on every one of these monsters, plus the magic is just going to just cut Charlock in half. Only way I can imagine winning this. No, I can't imagine winning this. This is, if I'm predicting it correctly, this is a loss. We're going to go back over to main, quickly throw our dragon team out, and we're going death. Lord of Darkness, Gorladon, Pegasus, Shadowy Presence. This is the rinse repeat Dwayne Cunningham special. And then if we throw it wouldn't hurt to throw a blind on there. So my last monster was the Dark Astronomer, and that's because he has the blind ability, which is going to really nerf my opponents. See, if it wasn't for Thorns, I'm going to win this battle. But every time I hit him, I lost another 2 hit points. Mylor is a very devastating. I wish I had seen that coming. That's a card that I didn't see coming. Sometimes I feel like I'm bragging about all the cards I saw the meta value in and I bought and I loaded up on because I knew it was going to be a really important card. With Mylor, I really didn't see it coming. I thought, Thorns, come on, that's low-level stuff. At my level, which was, primarily I was playing champion battles, I thought to myself, at my level, that's not going to be important. And it isn't really at that level, but it is super important at low levels. So, anyways, that's a card I wish I bought every copy that they had on the market. And unfortunately, I did not. Ooh, everybody's going to have the same amount of hit points, which means I should put... Yeah, it works. Okay. Cool. Delwyn with black and all the legendary monsters that black offers is a very devastating combo. Okay, we're good. So we're gonna watch Delwyn back. Right now we're queuing up both battles, both my Silver League and my Diamond League. We're gonna watch Silver League first. This will be Delwyn versus Delwyn, and if you can see the screen, we're looking at a Goblin Mech as my enemy tank, and then some really good magic monsters, including a gold Phantom of the Abyss and a Wraith, Coral Wraith, which is a great card, but frankly, with the sneak attack that it's going to utilize, I think that's a mistake on my enemy's part. We've talked about it before. You want to have a unified, approach and attack. You don't want your monsters attacking 5 different directions. We have 4 monsters that are going to attack my Nightmare, and then we have 1 monster who's going to attack my Prismatic Energy, and we have a third a Feasting Seaweed that's going to just attack whoever is wounded. It feels quite disjointed, whereas all of my monsters, every last one of them, are going to attack the Goblin Mech, and they're all going to fry the hearts on this guy, skipping right past his shields. Well, I guess the Nightmare won't skip the shields, but the Nightmare is really there just to be a damage soak. Anyways, I didn't expect him to be... He only has 1 melee damage. I really picked him there because of his 10 hit points. So this one's looking good. I feel confident about this. The Phantom of the Abyss card is... I had that too. I had a level 3 of this. I sold it. It's one of those cards because I don't love Magic, the blue team. I used to have a Ruler of the Seas. It was way overpriced. I sold it and I reinvested that money. I used to have an Alaric Stormcloak. It was way overpriced. I sold it and invested that money. And, to be fair, the prices on both of those cards, and I had a Phantom. And then, again, I sold it and I reinvested that money. On every one of those cards, they are worth more today than they were then. So you could argue I made a big mistake. Like I shouldn't have sold those cards. I should have kept them and then sold them now if I wanted. But my opinion about that is that's not how to think about it. At the time that I sold it, I got what I thought was a really fair price. Like I think I got a great amount of money. And then I used that money to buy other cards, which were, also really inexpensive at the time. And so I traded 1 card or in 3 different cards for probably, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 cards because they were all little cards. And they've each appreciated. And that's the recipe that I've repeated over and over and over again that has allowed my account to go from like $5,000, where it was for like 2 years, to over $100,000 now. So we did just win that game. And we're going to skip back over to the main account. First, we're going to reassess. We are 80 points away from gold 3 in our Silver League. Let's go back to main account. We're going to watch my Byzantine Kitty team go to war with... what's this guy's name again? I forget. Dragon Summoner who buffs the melee damage. My speed is going to be pretty devastating for him. He's got several slow monsters, and he's got a Lord of Darkness, but his Lord of Darkness, mine's going to hit first. And that's going to give me a 50% chance to stun him. And if I stun him, game over. With this matchup, LOD versus LOD, it's like who stuns? Because if I stun and he doesn't, or who retaliates. If, you can retaliate. Look at that. I got stunned right very first thing. So that's bad news bears. Fortunately, I got double heal with my Pegasus and my Byzantine Kitty. Oof. This is... See, I got stunned twice, and that cost me. Whoa. Did you guys see the Gorlodon? My Gorlodon went down I'm kind of speeding through this. My Goldodon was doing 11 hit points, and then he got nerfed by the Halfling Alchemist. So we're gonna need to rewatch this one because I kind of got fully outplayed here, and there's something to be learned here. Mind you, one of the rules of play is reverse speed, so the slow monsters went first. And I know I usually play my Cyclops in that context because the Cyclops is going to have stun, he's going to have shield, he's got the 3 archery damage. That is the card that knocked me out twice in the first two rounds and really probably caused me to lose. But then the Halfling Alchemist, which is a card I own, but I never play. Maybe I sold it. Oh, we only have 30 seconds to pick a team on Silver League. My opponent plays black, black, black all the time. I'm going to throw some of my own black at him. Let's go. Let's get. Look at this magic that I just put together. Haunted Spirit for a tank on the front end. Darkest Mage, Theorosa Nightshade, Fallen Spectre, Screaming Banshee. Right there, it's only 18 mana, and that's including the 5 mana for my Delwyn. So I played 13 mana for my monster cards, and I picked a full team. That's going to be quite devastating, unless he has Magic Reflect. I don't know. I think I'm going to just own him, but unless I'm missing something. I might be missing, like the last game I thought I was going to win too. Okay. That's a big win for me right there, knocking out my enemy's Haunted Spirit. Yeah, we're good now. Okay. Yeah, game over. Let's get back to Silver League. Nope, main account rather. Main account, we're going to throw. My enemy has 570,000 power. The rules of combat include poison. So I'm going to try. The summoners have no magic buffs. So in the context, if you don't want to pick your legendary summoners unless you don't have a cheap summoner to work with. So in this context, we are going to go Contessa Lament. Okay. We are doing Maggots, Undead Badger, Shadowy Present, and Soul of Darkness. We are totally ignoring the heal, and we're just kind of hoping that we can outdamage my enemy. That hurts, because my opponent is an Alorna Shine, which is going to give 1 free hit from each of my monsters. And then they got a Thunderbird for the stun. That could be real bad. If he stuns me on the first blow, then that'll be a real problem for me. Okay, no stun. There we go. Now we got it. This is our win now. Just gonna skip over and start a new battle. Come back. See. Yeah, poison is dangerous, but the Lord of Darkness hits for 8 when he's enraged, and then when the Shadowy Presence is there. So, and then the retaliations. It's like there's too much deadliness there. I don't even care about the heals. In the low mana battles, I'll throw in the Lord of Darkness, like almost by himself, and just expect him to come out victor. So we haven't climbed in either of these ranks since we started this video, and we are almost at 20 minutes. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. I was hoping we'd make it. We'd climb in one of the accounts anyways. So we'll go Lord and Shine. Okay. What can I do here? I would like to put in one of my divine healer for some heals. I don't know what I could do. Yeah, we could do that. Divine healer, and then we could put it in the second position. Okay. Herbalist, divine healer. This is really just me trying to take full advantage of my. I want a full team, even if one of them is like a herbalist, which at this level is really meaningless with the one archery and the one speed and 2 hit points. Remember, we have Lauren Shine, so that herbalist is going to get the divine shield. So if you're using the Lorna Shine, you want to make sure every one of your spots is full. Even if it's a furious chicken, it's going to take 2 hits to kill, no matter who's hitting it. So you definitely, it's like leaning into what the summoner is offering you. She's giving you a certain strategy. Lean into the strategy. Oh crap. I gotta get back to another team. Okay. What I miss? What's kind of glitching out? Let's pause for a second. And so I just lost my tank. Well, I guess the game isn't handling that very well. There it is now. We're back. See Lorna Shine just gobbling up with the. Mind you, we're about to go against the last standing Kron, which I don't have the hit points or the power to take down, I don't think. I'm only doing. Oh, and he dodged me? I feel like that dodge is like salt in the wound. Well, we're done here. Yeah. Okay, so that was a tough. I mean, I was facing Scarred Llama, which until very recently I thought was Sacred Llama. And I think, to my credit, or in my own defense, Sacred Llama would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? It's like, it's a sacred. It's like the, holy llama or something. And that's what I always thought of it as. But funnily enough, I was laughing the other day. Somebody was like, after I made a video called "The Sacred Llama," and dude was in the comments and he's like, "It's Scarred Llama," and he was respectful about it. But I was like, I was like, "No, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about." And then I went over there and I got in here to the marketplace, and I go, "Where is he?" There he is. See, sacred. And I look close and I'm like, "Oh, Scarred Llamas." And my first thought was, did they change it? And then I was like, I looked at the image, and even the image, he's got a huge ass scar on his face. So yes, it's Scarred Llama. So I don't know who that was, but I'm glad you corrected me. I didn't change the name of the video on that one because, you know what? It's like, I didn't know, and there's no point in pretending like I did know. So anyways, we won't do any more with the silver. We're going to finish off whatever this is with my main account. And then we'll just give a recap on how did we climb with our rank points? Did we, I don't think we didn't. Unless I win this one and it makes a big difference. But I don't like what I'm looking at. Like, first of all, my opponent's got a lot of blast damage. I'm noticing that the Gold Dragon... Oh, why do they... Oh, everybody's got blast damage. That's, of course, why. This card is so devastating. The Dragon Jumper is so devastating when blast damage is standard. When everybody gets the blast damage. Because the opportunity attacker is going to find my weakest person, and he's going to blow him up with his 4 attack. but also he's got one of the highest attacks for an opportunity attacker. So he's going after the weakest. He's hitting like a truck, and then the splash damage on the two adjacent monsters could very easily mean like a splash kill. And so look at this. He's probably gonna shoot my beetle queen, and fortunately for me, he'll hit the armor. But then he's gonna do severe damage to my goblin fire mage, and that's one of my cards I actually really count on. It's one of my like smaller cards on this deck, but he's very powerful with the 3 magic, with the blind, and with the dispel. So I don't like the look. I'm going to need to get lucky with misses. Let's put it that way. Or if something happened and he ended up attacking my Cerebus and I retaliated, and in just such a way that it allowed me to win, I could see that being something that worked out for me. It looks good so far. We're about to destroy his main tank, the Gelatinous Cube, but that gold dragon is sure powerful, and he didn't stun when he shot with his dragon jumper. So suddenly the tables are turning. It's like if you miss one stun, if one stun doesn't happen, it's like everything changes. And so suddenly it looks like a steamroll for me to him over him. Yeah, it's definitely a. Oh, one interesting thing you might want to know. Snare. Snare is a ability that this Goblin Fireballer has, and Snare specifically says when attacking enemies with flying, removes the flying ability, and they cannot fly anymore. Removes the flying ability and cannot miss. Okay, so Snare always lands, or Snare always affects a flying monster if you hit the monster. And what's important to know there is what I just learned just now watching this video. My Fireballer struck the gold dragon in the first position, doing damage. But because the game mode includes explosive weaponry, the Goblin Fireballer's damage affected the gold dragon and the dragon jumper who was in the second position. And as soon as it struck the dragon jumper, it also snared him, because these are both flying monsters. I never knew that. And in some contexts, that doesn't work. Like when you have a monster that stuns, the Goblin Fireballer in my example has stun. The stun can only hit the primary target. It doesn't blast damage and stun the neighbor. It cannot. It's not like there's no possibility of it mathematically. It's a zero chance. So some abilities are able to blast to the neighbor, and others are not. Interesting. I did not know that. So clearly we're going to win this, but let's just finish it off. Right at the end there, he missed me one last time, and it was over anyways, but it's worth pointing out that misses are potentially, like obviously it's a point of luck. In most builds, the way you design your team, you're going to put a certain amount of speed on your team. Some of your monsters are going to be particularly fast, and some of them are going to include abilities like dodge or flight, and those are going to increase your probability of evasion, of dodging. Also, there are other ones like blind that obscures your enemy's ability to hit you with melee or archery. It's important to understand that there are breakpoints on this stuff that you can mathematically add up to and know definitively that you cannot be hit with melee or archery damage. Specifically, one of the cards that I've seen it happen a lot on is people play with the Cockatrice. And before we just sum up on how many rank points we did and stuff, let's pop over to the market. We're going to look at the Cockatrice. So what I see people do sometimes is they will have either They will either use Serpentine Soldier, which, as you can see, let's see, at highest level has 6 speed and has dodge. So people will use this card, and then they'll add 1 or 2 or even 3 speed buffs on their team. And in some contexts, you could use Byzantine Kitty for another 2 buffs. I don't know exactly how many speed you need or how many buffs and nerfs you need to make yourself unhittable by melee or archery, but it is possible to reach it. And I have seen Cocatrice, which is a neutral monster. Cocatrice, who has, at the highest level, has dodge and flight and 6 speed. So 6 speed is the same as the Serpentine Soldier I just showed you. But this one has not just dodge, but also has flight, which is another opportunity to miss. So if you built a certain team around the idea of dodging, you can make it. It's not just luck; it's planning also. You could build a team that's specifically so fast your Cocatrice cannot be hit. Now you can be countered by magic because the Cocatrice cannot dodge magic. But the point is, some people think speed is just all luck. It's like, oh, he missed or I missed, and that's just a luck component. Yes, it is, unless you plan in such a way like I'm describing, where you build a team intentionally, knowing how many speed buffs and speed nerfs you need to apply so that you literally cannot be hit. I think it's something like 10. I think every speed is 10% chance to miss. So Cocatrice has a 60% chance to dodge. And then he has flight and dodge, which are, I believe, another 15% each. So that's like a 90% chance. 60 plus 15 plus 15 is 90%. But then you would subtract the number that your opponent had. So if I had 5 speed on my monster that was trying to punch your Cocatrice, it's like 90 minus 50 is 40% chance to miss. So it's not just your speed, it's also how fast am I. And so it's this mathematical calculation, and I believe if you make it to 100, if you have 10 more speed than me, I believe I won't hit you. Like I can't with my speed. So unless I guess I have magic, which doesn't miss. Okay, so I don't know. I hope that's helpful. I hope you guys are enjoying this back and forth screen stuff. If it's too confusing, maybe this will be the last time we do this. It's just that, like I say, at the end of the season, I really wanted to grind hard, and it's nice to bounce back and forth for me because I can handle it and keep up mentally with what's going on. Plus, it feels like a little more exciting. It's not so like sit back and wait 2 minutes, and it's a little more exciting. But again, you guys let me know what you think. Thank you for your support. 2,100 subscribers. This Sunday we're going to celebrate. We got a bunch of plans. We are creating a guild. If you want to get a spot, be there. Give your account name. We're gonna look at some accounts. We're gonna talk to one another about who's gonna get into it. We're gonna do draw. If there's too many people who want to join, because we can only fit 25, we're gonna have to do like a lottery right then and there live, and we're gonna give away. Right now, I'm expecting to give away $200 to $250 worth of SPS to people who are there, as well as a bunch of DEC. We're going to do some delegations of cards. We're going to give away some cards. So I'm probably going to give away like $400. And that's because, one, this game pays me for my time and attention and has paid me so much lately that I really want to generate excitement over it in you guys. Not just by giving you a little bit here, but by then letting you be excited about this game, and then hopefully encourage you to then invest or sell and then buy other cards, or just get you started, get your feet wet, so that you come back for more. Because I think if you give this game a chance, if you actually play it for a couple seasons, you're going to start to understand the revolutionary opportunity that this game represents, because it's revolutionizing the video game industry in that it rewards you for your time and attention in a way that no other game can. And so I think it's special, and I hope you will too. And I look forward to celebrating with you guys on Sunday. Until then, actually, not until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for your time and attention. Have a good night. God bless.